Hey, welcome to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. Had a little volume turned up in my ear there. Was sounded like a rock band there.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties as I go on the air. I want to hear out of that ear again. So this is the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Mike Griffith, the longtime Bakersfield, Californian motorsports writer. As the former editor here, Louis Amestoy would say, grumpy Griff. But I'm really not grumpy. We've got Scott Schweitzer from Bakersfield Speedway here. How you doing, Scott?
Good, Mike. Thanks for having me in early on the first segment.
Got him in early on the first segment because I'd rather talk to somebody rather than just talk to the camera here. So here we go. It's the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. We got the American flag as always because it's America.
And we're patriotic here.
We're patriotic, and there's our thing. That happens to be Bill Dunlap in that slide, who won the first California Hot Rod reunion back in 1992 in actually an old car that he ran in the 60s. Things have changed in nostalgia drag racing. I just mentioned that because the Hot Rod reunion is coming up
Not too far away. Yeah.
3 weeks into October. It's the 25th annual, and I believe Mr. Dunlap will be there. He won the last Hot Rod reunion, so good for Mr. Dunlap there. And we've got the Fast Sports all-area motorsports team. It's 3 wins on an oval. You're in. Big races also count as maybe you're in just by winning a big race. 2 wins on a drag strip, or once again, you win a March meet, you're going to be in. Win an October Classic, you're probably going to be in automatically. Track champions are in. And I was just looking right now, we added Levi Kiefer.
Okay.
Because he actually got a win
this weekend.
So he's got 3. Well, he actually has 4 wins because he won the week before out at the KCRP.
Right.
So he went from 2 wins to 4 wins in a week.
Over the weekend, yeah.
Basically in a week's period.
Entered in the elite group.
Yeah, so there you go for Levi, knocking on the door. A lot of guys have won 2 races. I was looking, there's probably 15 people with 2 races. Won, so.
Season's winding down, so everybody's got to get that third win if they want to.
Got to get that third win, and then I haven't looked to see who's leading points that might not be have 2 wins, and that can happen in some places.
It'll be interesting.
So anyway, we're going to have the another special all-area section in print coming up probably sometime in December. Haven't set a date on that, but it was well received last year. So we'll do that. We had a little NASCAR racing up in Bristol over the weekend. Happened, was supposed to happen Saturday night, and it didn't, the Bristol night race, because it rained. They got a few laps in on Saturday night, and then it was a run on Sunday. And this guy, this North High graduate from Bakersfield there, Kevin Harvick, he led 178 laps, 171 laps, something like that, I think. Won, and surprisingly, I found out that's only his 2nd win at Bristol, and he seems to run well there, but it's only his 2nd win. So,
well, he's a short track expert. You'd think he'd have more wins at Bristol.
Yeah,
it's a cool track. I was back there in 2003. It was a great venue to go to and watch a race.
And the sad thing is that the crowds have diminished. A lot of talk about diminished crowds. They had a pretty good crowd on hand Saturday night, and it just rained and rained and rained. And then, of course, on Sunday, people got to get back. Hotels are taken. It's hard to change your plans and stick around. And so the crowd wasn't all that great on Sunday, but that's the
travel plans are tough.
Happens to rain out. An interesting thing at Bristol as well is it was, since they reconfigured it and went concrete and everything, it was a 1-lane track up high. Bristol used to be a 1-lane track down low, and that's why everybody wanted to go, because there was always punting and moving people out and wrecking and banging and rubbing because you'd move them out of the way to pass. Well, NASCAR apparently discovered what drag racers have known for a long time. There's a substance that was known as VHT, traction compound, that you spray on a track, you work it in, and it's pretty sticky. Your shoes stick, it helps traction. Well, they actually sprayed I believe the bottom 12 feet of Bristol with the traction compound, and they experimented with the truck race, and it was funny. You could see drivers out there kind of walking on it and wondering, what's this stuff? Do I want to run down here? But Jimmy Johnston liked it so much that he said that he suggested that you do some of the 1.5-mile tracks with it. Some of the.
I mean, you gotta hand it to NASCAR for trying something new. With Bristol and the complaints they've had, and kind of the uproar saying it's not the old Bristol. So hats off to the people of NASCAR trying something new and putting a compound down there.
And the fast way around was up high, but you could go down low and get stick and get by.
Cool.
And then stay up high.
Yeah.
So it really worked, and I don't think it was a great You know, it rained. I don't know how much they
Right.
got it back worked in
They
on
lost
Sunday
off,
with
yeah.
the VHD. So I like what they're doing. I think it's a
yeah.
smart move.
Yeah, good call
So.
by NASCAR.
Not a good race day by Casey Mears. I didn't see what happened early on when I was watching the race on Sunday. Picked up, he was already like 6 laps down. I think he got a few of those laps back. So I don't know what happened to go so many laps down so quickly. But he ended up 25th there. And on the night before, which was a Friday night race, Ryan Reed was caught up in an incident and ended up crashing, and that was it. So 35th. And Ryan had been running well. He had some
Yeah.
top 10 places and stuff. So 35th is.
Yeah, if you get behind at Bristol, you're not going to make it up. That's just a tough track to make up laps, so it's
Yeah.
tough for them. Tough for the Bakersfield guys.
It is. A little drag racing they had up in Brainerd, I just want to mention, in Minnesota. On Saturday, they actually completed the final round in Funny Car and Top Fuel from the rained-out Seattle race. And Ron Capps beat Del Worsham in that race in the Funny Car. That was Ron Capps' 50th win. He said it kind of seemed weird running the final there for another race, but he'll take the win. And Anton Brown beat Steve Torrance. And then on Sunday, they finished up all the rounds there for Brainerd, and it was Del Worsham beating Matt Hagen for the Funny Car title. Hagen set a Funny Car record of 3.822 seconds in qualifying the day before, but smoked his tires in the final, and Del Worsham got the win. And then the final in Top Fuel was Courtney Forrest defeated Anton Brown. A weird race there. Brown had tire shake right off the get-go, and Forrest was way ahead, popped a blower, backfired, which immediately causes the parachutes to go out
Right.
now. And so she slowed like to 180 miles an hour with the chutes out at 4.16 seconds.
What's that, her second win now?
I think it's her
Top
second
Fuel?
or third
Yeah.
win, and she's won 3. I think she's been in finals 4 times and won 3 of them, I think.
And that
is
was the
what it
big
said.
deal to bring in Alan Johnson, to try to get her the win. So it's paying off.
paying
John
off,
Forrest
and-
making that move and paying the big money to get him in there. So that's interesting.
And then brought you in early a little bit. We had Racing for Ronald night at the Speedway last week, and pretty good effort as it always is. Got the check here, over $24,500. Mike and Sadie
Yeah.
Hill are do a lot of work on this, and then of course Chloe and Paige Jones, and we got Devin Jones, the racer, in this picture as well. They gave away an American stock car. They sold 500 raffle tickets at $20 a pop, but apparently you could take the car or $2,500
Take the
cash.
money. Yeah.
So the person that won took the money, and
Took
now
the money and run.
they're going to decide if they're going to raffle the car off again separately this year or hold it for next
Right.
year or whatever. But that car is going to be used again to raise money.
Right. Yeah, that's a great organization, a great charity for Bakersfield, and those 6 people that were on the screen are instrumental in making that all happen. And the generosity of Bakersfield and the fans at Bakersfield Speedway, it's overwhelming to see they raised over $24,000. This is the 3rd year we've had it, and it's just a great event. And I just want to thank everybody that came out and was a part of it and donated to it.
And you can see there that the photos from Tom Mock before. Part of this event starts at noon, basically.
Right.
Is a pre-race carnival just north of the track, and they had obviously the face painting. I saw a lot of people that night sitting in
Yeah.
the stands, kids sitting in the stands with their faces completely painted, and then you had the rock climbing this year. And what he didn't have is the dunk tank, which is basically in memory of Sydney
Right.
Irwin, and all the money goes in her name to Ronald McDonald House. Was part of that check. That was over $1,100,
Right.
and at $1 a throw or something. I don't know. What
Yeah,
it is, but
the dunk tank's another popular event, being that it's so hot in Bakersfield and out there. But that's what's cool about the event. They start at 12 noon and have that carnival and have the games. They have food. They had Salty's barbecue out there. They had ice cream out there. They had drinks, and it's really cool what Sadie and Mike do, for the weekend. And I mean, the time and effort they put in is endless for that event, and it pays off when you see what they raise. So.
well, obviously, you look. Mike and his people built a brand new
Yeah.
American stock race car. It took a little while, and then this fundraising starts early, and it's just
yeah.
more that there's a lot of businesses involved. There are a lot of raffle prizes. There's a nice handmade a farm style table.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was raffled off. That was valued at $1,000,
Yeah.
and so they had a lot of nice raffle prizes and a lot of money raised that way. And it's just a really good event. And I think Sadie said over the 3 years, it's over $60,000 now for Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, that's
House.
an incredible figure. And the cool part about it is it stays local for our local Ronald McDonald House. So it's really great to see that we have people like Mike and Sadie and all the Joneses and the Johnsons that help out with this event. And it paid off when you see what took place Saturday. And looking forward to 2017 and the 4th annual event.
Yeah, and it's like they were already talking that we're going to use this car again. So they're already thinking ahead for another
Wheels
year.
are already turning for 2017, and that's what's, it's people like that help these charities, and it's so cool to be a part of it.
And there's quite a few fundraisers a year out at the Speedway, but this is probably the biggest, is it
Oh,
not?
absolutely. Yeah. We do 3 or 4 big charity events, but this one right here, it is really cool to be a part of and to see what they do and the effort they put in. It is just fabulous. And then Mike and Sadie help on the purses, to increase the purses, to get the racers out to be a part of the racing. So after the carnival and all the things that go on, we have a great night of racing, and all that's contributed to Mike and Sadie. So.
Okay, well, good deal. And
Yeah.
like I said, already working toward the next one they are. And you just wonder if they're going to – I imagine 30,000 is their target, and that's going to be – it's going to be tough. But
yeah, but with the crew that they have and the effort that they put out and the things that they do, it's obtainable. It's easy. They can do it.
I think so. So, okay, thanks for coming by. And we're going to be back here after a short break with Scott. We're going to talk about Bakersfield Speedway and the racing that happened there last week. So we'll be back in a few minutes with the Power Hour.